Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I received from my local food bank this week. This is one where you can go in and shop so you can pick and choose what items you like based on what they have available. The pantry items are limited based on your family size. I am a family of 5. The veggies and the meats, those are all posted in the store. I'm going to have a video linked below where I do an interview with our local food bank manager. You can go check it out if you're a little more interested in my local food bank. But I really like that we can shop because that way I can pick what my family would use and I can leave what we wouldn't. If you're new here, my name's Carolina. I live in Montana. I do a lot of food bank hauls, pantry cooking, and product reviews on my channel. If that's the kind of content you're into, I hope you consider subscribing. I'd love to have you come join my YouTube family. I also have a Facebook group, Mama Baird's Homestead. Please come join me over there. We do a lot of recipe sharing and just overall have a lot of fun. So please come join me on Facebook as well. So let's get in here and I'll show you what I got. Let's start with the dairy. A family of 4 or higher was allowed 2 half gallons of 1% milk. And then they had some interesting items in the pantry that they don't usually have. For instance, they usually have bags of like flour or sugar portioned like this, but this is powdered butter, which I have used before, but I've never seen it at the food bank before. So this is really interesting and definitely something that's going to benefit my pantry, having powdered butter. And then they had polenta as well, which polenta is just cornmeal, but it's not ground as fine. So usually you have to cook it, boil it, bake it, or something a little more than you would cornmeal. I'm excited to start using this. I've never really cooked with polenta before. So if you have any advice on polenta or a great way to use it, please leave it in the comments below because I'm going to be having a video coming on polenta. They had 2 kids macaroni, so I grabbed those. And then they had some pizza sauce. It's a little dented, which with dented cans, it's all right if they're on the side as long as it's not bigger than your thumb. And then you don't want to have any around the seam here because that's a good way for air to get in, which would make this product bad. But stores and restaurants still can't use or sell these, so a lot of dented cans would get donated to the food bank. Another thing I like to do whenever I'm getting new cans into my pantry, I'm going to write the expiration date on the front. So this is February of 26, so we're going to write 2/26. So that way I know when I put this in my pantry, if there's one that has a different date that's sooner, I'm going to use that one first. So you want to make sure you're rotating because this one could be close to expired and not the one that's in my cupboard, if that makes sense. All right, same thing. 2/26. So there's 2 pizza sauces. Now I did get this watermelon. It has a crack in there with some goo, but I'm thinking half of it will still be usable. So we're gonna cut half of it and see how it looks. And if not, then I'll give it to the chickens. But that was one of my produce items. And then they had an extra bin with some eggs, so I got some more Easter eggs for next year. For our sweet treat, they had this cinnamon swirl bread. Great Harvest Bread Company is a local Montana company. They have a sandwich shop and bakery here too. Oh, it's so good. This definitely looks like something that would make a great French toast. And then for the rest of the produce, I got some more jalapenos, and then I got 2 limes, as well as a bag of apples for everybody. So we got a bag of apples last week, and then we got a bag this week because they still had some left over from last week. So every family got a bag of apples as well. And then for the bread, I got some Asiago bagel rolls here. I think it would be good to make like a chicken salad sandwich on here or something. So I got those. And then I got a double pack of this buttermilk bread. This is a Costco size one. And which is great because we go through a lot of bread when we have sandwiches. And then they had a giant thing of pancake mix. It was just opened is the reason it got donated. But it's the buttermilk kind. I think this is a Costco size too, which is fantastic. It's always nice to have powdered, ready to go pancake mix or waffle mix on hand. And then for my meat, I got a family pack of chicken breast, which I'm so excited. I haven't gotten chicken in there in a while. But that is all I got on my haul this week. But don't go anywhere. I'm going to put some of this stuff up and then we'll start cooking some breakfast. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is get this powdered butter portioned up, especially since it was just labeled. It wasn't labeled individually. And I don't want to just store it in the bag. So we're going to get it in some mason jars here. That's a lot of butter for a family. do the same thing for the polenta. All right, let's clean up these rims a little bit here. And then I just have some regular canning lids here that I have used before. I have an electric vacuum seal, 4 jars. Whoops, right for it. Twist it if you need to do wide mouth. Put it back on. If you need to do regular, puts on top. Press the button and it sucks out all the air. You can kind of hear the sound change. This is pretty full. So that got all the air out. And now that's sealed. So I'm going to do that to all 4 of these. Alright, so now that all 4 of these are sealed, I have this new label maker that I just got. I actually just did a review on this, and the company is giving one away. So I'm going to have that video linked below. It's still open right now, so go get your entry in to win one of these label makers. So what I'm going to do is here at print is the one. We're going to create a printer connected, create a new label. So look here, I'm going to write powdered butter. Okay, can make that a little bigger. Powdered butter, center. Oh, it shows you when it's center. That's nice. I like to just do the month and the year. Okay. There we go. Does that look pretty good? And then we'll save. Saved. Print. Oh, I can save this too, so I can print one later. That's pretty nice. Oh, it's a little off. Let's get this over a bit. I bet it's just because my roll's not tight. Just trying to figure out what that problem was before. And this is very easy. I just squeezed this, opened it up. There we go. Let's try that again. Print. Much better. 1 and 2. All right, and then let's go back, and now we can just change this and write polenta. Same thing. Print. And now it's a sticker, so I'll take this up. There we go. Butter. Added butter. Now I have 2 things stocked in my pantry thanks to my local food pantry, and this will help a lot. Those are labeled, ready to go. All right, next thing I'm going to do is break down this watermelon. This is that cutting board where it has all the different inserts based on what you want to cut. Let's do the... Oh, it also has yellow for fruits, but it doesn't matter. Green's fine. That just fits right in here. And then let's just cut this right here. Ah, it's a pink watermelon. I wonder if that means it's underripe. Let's try a little bit. Looks nice and big though. It tastes fine. Definitely not sweet like a summer watermelon, but I think we're okay to cut up this half, and then this half we'll just give to the chickens. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do is cut off this end, try and keep it straight and flat. There we go. And then I'm just gonna work my way around. Trying to cut off all of the rind. All right, now that we got it this way, cut it, well, let's just keep it this way. And then I'm gonna cut slices. I'm just gonna rough cut, dice it for the kids to eat. Shoot, the 3 kids will probably eat through all this in one sitting. So we'll have this for breakfast. Alright, so I'm just going to do a couple of slices at a time so it's not overwhelming. It's kind of slippery, you know, being watermelon. So just take your time. It's more important that you cut safety and cut the right size you want versus going fast. Now, if you don't have as much watermelon like I had, then a good thing about this board is that it can pick up and flex, so you don't have to use your knife. Like so. So even with just half a watermelon, I got a giant bowl. It's gonna be great. And then this is going to the chickens as well as the other half. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to peel some apples, get them diced, and then I'm going to slice this bread. We're going to make French toast, but I think I'm going to put them in the waffle maker. So we're going to do waffle French toast with an apple pie filling to go on top. Let me get some stuff prepped and I'll bring you back. All right, I decided I'm going to try and use the powdered butter to cook the apples. So I have half a cup of butter here. I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of water. Okay. Get this mixed up, and then we'll see how it is to cook with, or if it would be better just to use in like baked goods. I'm just kind of mixing it and mashing it to get that water into that powdered butter, and that'll get it reconstituted. So I'm just going to push down as hard as I can. This is 1 stick of butter's worth. So we'll let this sit for a bit while we work on something else. I'm just going to rough dice these apples. I used whatever apples were kind of wrinkly and needed to get used up, and that ended up being about 10 of them. So we're just going to dice this up. I do suggest when you're slicing to hold the apple and use the tip of your knife to cut it into slices, and then do the back of the knife, because then it sticks to your knife and you can use it to scoot it into the bowl. Whereas if you just slice this way before you crease it, then it sticks to your knife and it falls out of its shape, and then it's more of a chance that it's not going to be such an even dice, you see. So that's why I always like to hold whatever I'm slicing. Watch your fingers, slice the tips, or slice through so you get your rows, and then turn it and use the back of the knife to dice. There we go. So here's all of our apples done. Let's do this bread. And the fun thing about this cutting board is you get to choose another one. That one's dirty. So let's do the purple for bread. Now, usually a serrated knife works great, but my Nakano knives are usually sharp enough, to be able to cut a nice slice here. The good thing is that this is a little stale too, so it's really going to absorb the French toast batter. Alright. Oh man, this fell apart. What a shame. Oh, it tastes just like a cinnamon roll. This is going to be so good. Look at that filling. This would make an amazing like bread pudding as well. Alright. Oh, they didn't make it. Oh. Alright everybody, I got a waffle iron here. I'm starting my French toast batter, and then I have my pan here that we're going to cook it in. Cook the apples. Here's all the apples that I got. Here's the powdered butter. We're gonna give this a try. See if it can melt. I'm interested. If not, then we'll just switch to regular butter. Never hurts to experiment though. So to this French toast batter, I'm gonna add a sprinkle of salt. I used 8 eggs. We're gonna add a splash of vanilla. I have a little bit of 1% milk here. We use the last of that, probably about a cup. And then I have some pumpkin pie spice. We're gonna put in there as well. Since the bread's pretty sweet, we're not gonna add any sugar to this, but in normal French toast I would. Pumpkin pie spice, it has like cinnamon, allspice, ginger. I really like it. It has a lot more flavor than just cinnamon, but you can always just do cinnamon if that's your jam. I don't think this is melting. That's interesting. Let's see. Maybe it'll melt once we add the apples. If not, we'll put a glob of regular butter in there. Yeah, we might have to do that. I'm gonna also add some brown sugar and some pumpkin spice as well. Maybe bathroom. There we go. I'll get this going. And then the juices from the apple will start flowing. And you can cook these as soft as you like, or you can leave them with a little bit of crunch. Same thing, I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of salt. That'll help cut some of the sweetness and just kind of bring everything together. I think I need more butter. I'm also gonna turn this down to alright, we're gonna let that cook. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in each one here. I'm gonna put my heavy pot on this to make sure it crushes and gets cooked. Apples are coming in on nicely. I think I'm gonna turn it back up. It's not quite of enough syrup for me for there. Alright, my apples are done. I made quite a bit though, so I'm gonna take some of this and put it aside, and we'll save this for another use because I'm not going to need all this for this morning. So this is pretty good. Now, it didn't make as much syrup as I would like, so I'm just going to add maple syrup to this, and then it'll be like a apple pie, more of a syrup here. And then we'll scoop it out there. So we'll let this kind of apples soak in this maple syrup, and then that'll be our topping. Alright, this is sizzling pretty good. Let's check out what we got going on. Oh, ho, ho. Wow. Look at that. Wow, now that's a breakfast. Wow, cinnamon bread, so pretty much like cinnamon roll, French toast waffles with apple pie filling. You know, husband's eating good today. Well, and the children, I guess I'll feed the children too. They're like, no, we want Mickey Mouse waffles. Are you kidding? Look at this. That cinnamon roll filling, it caramelized a bit in the waffle pan. And it's definitely not too sweet. I was a little worried about that, but I think it tastes great. Don't be afraid to be creative with your waffles or French toast. Use any kind of bread you have. Cinnamon roll, definitely recommend it. Well, thanks for coming along and seeing what I received at my local food bank this week and how I utilized it to feed my family. And don't forget to get yourself in that label maker giveaway. I will have the video linked below. Good luck to everyone. I hope you win. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.